Hello, this is Christian. I'm in Yosemite National Park. We are starting the Leaning Tower, and today we're going to show you some tips on following, cleaning, setting up the haul bag, and just a couple ways my systems have changed and things we're going to do different. First thing we got here is how the haul bag is set up. Notice that it's not at the end of the rope. We have it hanging on a microtracks, or in this case it's a Kong duck with just a backup knot behind it. And what's nice about this is that the leader doesn't have to pull up any extra slack whenever they get to the anchor, and then you can use the rest of the haul line to lower out the bag. Alright, so you can see how it's all hanging on that there, and I got the rest of the line here to lower it out. Pretty nice. And I'll just let it slip through the anchor, and the haul line just hangs free beneath it, no knot. Alright, and the next thing we'll go over here is cleaning and jugging. Now, the way I like to get set up for this, my new system, is I like to have this microtracks on the belay loop to back up my jugs. I don't like to be tied into the end, no knot, so it doesn't get stuck on anything. And then I'll put my jugs on like normal. Now with the top one, the most important part is that you get your daisy length right. I've actually switched to using these Petzl Connect Adjusts that have 8mm cord in them. I think about 12 or 13 feet of cord is enough to have the right length and have a knot on the end, and then also have a knot down here so you can girth hitch it to your belay loop. So got my jug on. And the important thing here is that the top jug, when I'm fully hanging and weighting the rope, my arm's at a slight bend, so this is still too long. That's about right, a slight bend in the arm. Alrighty, let's get my bottom jug on. Clip to that. And then when you're doing this overhanging jugging, I actually just like using a single foot loop or a little ladder, doesn't really matter. But either way, you only have it on your top foot, or on your top jug. Or, I'm sorry, on your bottom jug. I like having my right one on top, so I'm going to shorten this. There we go. Alright. And we're off. Alright. We're here at the top of the first anchor. Kind of show you what we got going on here. Basically, when I got to the anchor, I took the microtraction off that was backing up my jugs, and I flipped it upside down so it holds the rope weight, and then you clip it to the anchor. So all the rope weight's being held by this microtraction, and it's just hanging free down there. And as I need to belay and get more slack, I can just pull some slack through and belay like that as needed. Our haul line is stacked nicely over here on this side of the anchor. We have it docked over here on the docking cord, Munter mule tied off basically, and then backing it up with the haul rope. And the haul line should feed because we started stacking short, did longer and longer loops, and then when we needed to take the end of the haul line again, we flipped it so the short stacks were on top, so it's feeding really nicely without having to do anything. So this way is nice because you don't have to stack your lead line at all. It just kind of hangs off. The only thing you have to stack on the anchor is the haul rope. Alright, just another quick example here of this open-ended haul line system. I'm just going to take out this backup knot. I'm going to let the rope weight feed all that slack through. It's tight there now. Tie it back a knot. And we're ready to go. Are you ready to haul? Alrighty. And just hauling away here. Bags off the anchor. And they're free. Alright, now this next pitch is a fun pitch to try to free climb, so I'm actually just going to micro-tracks follow. I have two progress captures here. Micro-track, this is a camp lift, and this is a bungee that holds it around my neck to hold it up. I usually prefer two micro-tractions, but we're using the rest of them for some other stuff, so these will just get clipped to my belay loop, like this, and like this, and this bungee will go around my neck, and we'll be good to go. And the rope weight hanging below us makes it auto feed really easily. Alright, here on the, I don't know, maybe 5th or 6th pitch of Leaning Tower, I just want to show you the anchor that I got up as the leader. So first thing I did was put this quad on with two big locking beaners, so you can clip everything to beaners. And I pulled up some rope and I fixed my climber on this side on an Alpine Butterfly on a separate locker, backed up to a clove hitch, and that's going to me. So all the lead line stuff's on this side. Then I put the haul line over here. It was pre-rigged through a micro-traction. This is the end of the haul line, and then this is the carabiner backing it up in case the micro-tracks were to fail. There's something between me and the haul bag. And now I'm hauling off my harness on a micro-tracks, and I'm stacking it short to long. So just kind of sitting down, pulling up, sitting down, pulling up, and I'm stacking it short to long here so that whenever I'm done hauling, I'll dock the bag here on the docking cord, and then I'll just have to roll the stack this way, and the short stacks will be on top, and I'll reload this as the end of the rope, and it'll be ready to go for the next pitch. Alright, the bag's arrived at the anchor. You can see how it's hauling on this Kong duck, or I usually use a micro traction, whatever works with a backup knot. The rest of the haul line hanging down. So now once we have it here, just gonna take this cord and we're gonna dock it. It's gonna be kind of hard to do one-handed. So I'll dock it real quick and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, the haul bag is docked. Got it on a munter there, and then you just wrap the strands opposing directions and tie it off with a square knot. Alright, haul bag is backed up. There it goes to this knot, and obviously you'll just take this out before you release it on the munter. Next thing I'm going to do is reset the haul system so it's ready to go. Just wait for the follower to get up here.